following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello, I'm Joan Quadros.
And I'm David Fisher.
Bringing you the local school news. Fairgrounds Middle School Student Council field trip and money due. All logo class of have been delivered. Student Council is in the process of helping the victims of the Boston Marathon and is selling rubber wristbands. All profits go to the One Fund. The bracelets are royal blue and say Fairgrounds Middle School on the inside, and on the outside say Boston Strong, and with yellow lettering. We will sell during advisories and lunches for $1. Please help us reach our goal of selling 600 bracelets. Student Council will be planning a field day. More information to follow. The last SWAT mission has been delivered. If you do not get one, see Mr. Jacobith. National Junior Honor Society inductions will be on June 4th. New and current members see Miss Newcomb as soon as possible. Kickstart program. 8th graders who were invited to be a part of Kickstart, congrats to you and good luck. 8th grade athletics. If you are in the 8th grade and missed the athletic meeting, there are informational forms in the office. Please pick them up. If you have any questions, see Mr. Paul. There will be a field hockey clinic at UMass Lowell. Contact Shannon Hybachek at 978-934-3976. 6th and 7th grade student who would like to see the show Wicked in Boston, contact Miss Carey. 8th grade push-up day was a success. Kneecap for 8th grade is finished. Then the Pioneer team went to the Whale Watch, and the Wolfpack team went to the Beaver Brook, and all students and staff had a good time. Spring choral concert was a huge success. Big thank you to Miss P. Music in the parks will be a great time for all the chorus students. June 3rd will be the FMS Band concert held at Nashua South at 7 p.m. Unified Sports Day was a great success. Thank you to all. Sweet reward will be given to all students who turn in their library books by May 30th. Memorial Day remembrance was done very well by Mr. Bork and Mr. Samisi's speech. All the students and guest speakers did a wonderful job. The FMS band did a great job in the parade on Monday. The music was fantastic. Way to go, band. If you are interested in a summer TV camp, see Miss G. And now to David Fisher with the sports news.
Hi, I am David Fisher coming to you with the middle school sports news. Baseball for boys. Fairgrounds Middle beats Pennachuck 4-1. Hollis beats Fairgrounds 11-3. For girls softball, Fairgrounds beats Pennachuck 12-0. Fairgrounds move on to the first round of playoffs against Amherst. Good luck to the girls. Track and field school scores will be announced at a later date. High school sports news. For baseball, Campbell beats Somersworth 3-1. Spalding beats Nashua South 10-3. Alvern beats Manchester Memorial 9-3. Hollis Brooklyn beats St. Thomas 2-1. Sohegan beats Milford 3-2. Salem beats Bishop Girton 5-3. For softball, Bishop Girton beats Salem 5-2. Hollis Brooklyn beats St. Thomas 3-2. Campbell beats Somersworth 10-1. Alvern beats Manchester Memorial 20-2. Merrimack beats Nashua North 6-5. Major League Baseball scores. A's 4, Giants 1. Rays 10, Marlins 6. Astros 3, Rookies 2. Orioles 6, Nationals 2. Tigers 6, Pirates 5. Reds 4, Indians 2. Cardinals 6, Royals 3. Twins 6, Brewers 3. Mariners 0, Padres 0. Blue Jays 9, Braves 3. Cubs 7, White Sox 0. Mets 2, Yankees 1. Eastern League. Fisher Cats beat Rock Cats 12-3. Nashville Silver Knights opening night will be on June 7th. NHL. Boston Bruins win series 4-1. They will play the Penguins in the conference finals. For NASCAR, Sprint Cup was won by Kevin Harvick in a Chevrolet sports race car. Indy 500 was won by Tony Kinnan, also in a Chevy. This has been David Fisher and
Dylan Quadros. And now to Sara Shaughnessy, your shout-out girl.
Hi, I am Sara Shaughnessy, your shout-out girl, here with the latest. A shout-out to the Tiger team. Hope you had a great field trip. Shout-out to Ari, great acting sister, LOL. Shout-out to the girls softball team. Keep it up. Good luck on the playoffs. Shout-out to Miss Winkler. Congrats on your baby bump. Shout-out to Miss Turcott from the 7th graders. Shout-out to Miss Shaughnessy and Miss Wessel for always being there. Shout-out to the 8th graders in Kickstart. Good luck. Shout-out to Mr. Jakewith for always being there to support us. Shout-out to the cafeteria ladies for working hard. Shout-out to Miss G for putting up with us. Shout-out to David and Dylan for doing great. Good luck, Miss Johnson. Shout out to Dan, Connor, and Dick for helping us with our program. Hey, George, where are you? Hey, Em, come back to TV. Jellybean, you are fun to hang out with. Shout out to Joe for being helpful. Shout out to Miss Vetri. Shout out to Miss T. We miss you. Shout out to the Tigers. Shout out to Tyler R. Grow your fro, man. If you would like to hear a shout out, contact me, Sara Shaughnessy, in room 609. And now joining me is Dayalith Santos, the Almanac girl.
Hello, I am Dayalith, your Almanac girl. We just passed Trinity Sunday. The days are getting longer by the end of May 28, 2013. The sun rises at 5:17 a.m. and is setting by 8:39. The length of the day is now 14 hours and 15 minutes long. The Almanac weather for the end of May will be cloudy, a few sunny and hot days with scattered showers, especially across the mid-Atlantic. A few Almanac facts. Homestead Act, signed in 1862. The first Oregon Trail wagon train in 1842. Rhode Island rejected slavery in 1652. President John Kennedy, born in 1917. The astronomy's symbol for the end of May will be Gemini, the twins. The last quarter of the moon will be on the 31st at 2:58 p.m. Your almanac helpful tips this week are: buy soap on sale in quantity and store unwrapped in your closet. They will harden and last longer. Homemade jar opener. A rubber band wrapped several times around a stubborn screw top jar will provide a non-skid grip. Make sure you close the damper on your fireplace to conserve your AC. This has been Dayalith with your Almanac report. And now Sara.
I am Sara Shaughnessy, sitting in for Ariana Battistone. This past week, I went to Bertucci's Italian Pizzeria. I ordered the chicken piccati with linguine and a fresh, crisp green salad. The chicken with coppers and lemon wine sauce was cooked to fork tender and was absolutely delicious. The green salad was served family style and was cold and crisp. They serve hot, fresh baked rolls with warmed and seasoned oil that could be a meal. My guest had the chicken parmesan with spaghetti, and that was also fork tender, and a nice light fresh sauce. We ordered the chocolate cake for dessert. It was so good, I am going back and ordering that first. The recipe for this week will be a quick and easy French toast casserole. You will need a loaf of French bread. Cut it into 1 6-inch pieces. 6 eggs, beat well, 1½ cups of milk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla and cinnamon in a saucepan. Lightly toast bread and then put in a small casserole dish that's well buttered and layered toast and egg mix. Let sit for 2 hours or overnight. Preheat to oven to 359 and bake till golden and serve with bacon and fruit. That makes a great breakfast. This has been Sara Shaughnessy. Happy eating. And now, Alicia, our Nurse's Corner.
Hello, it's Alicia Dauphinais, your temporary nurse's corner. It's tick season, and all ticks can carry Lyme disease, so prevention is key. Wear bug and tick repellent when you're outdoors. Be sure to have somebody look you over before you go to bed. Have them look at your scalp, your back, and the back of your legs, where you most likely won't see a tick would be. If a tick is found, remove carefully, and if possible, place into a jar so it can be tested for Lyme disease. Sunscreen. Always wear it. Sunburn is preventable. If you do get a sunburn, apply aloe 100% gel. Make sure you read the label and that it says 100%. Keep the aloe in a refrigerator so it feels better when applied. But again, sunburn is completely avoidable. Wear a large brim hat, long sleeves, and stay in the shade or under an umbrella. Remember to drink lots of water this summer and have a great time. This has been your temporary nurse's corner, Alicia. Bye!
Fairgrounds Middle School and 21st Century present Old Time Radio Show X-1. Series X-1, Show Student Body. Date first aired 7/31/1956. Announcer Shalise Rochella. Marin Lily Senecal, biologist. Hafner Bella Baker Villarreal, colonial executive. Ethiel Sara Shaughnessy, lab technician. Crone Corinne Flavin, quartermaster. Tully Megan Aloisi, machinist. Mann Tyler Robinson. Hubin Kaylee Vancetti, Whitehead, starring Ariana Battistone. Countdown for blastoff. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in 1,000,000 could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. Fairgrounds Drama, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents Tonight, Student Body by F.L. Wallace. Our story in 1 minute.
Girl,
Boy,
moon,
June,
ring,
wedding,
home,
money,
baby,
money,
education,
money,
retirement,
money,
solution,
United States saving bonds.
There's a smart couple. They're looking to the future. They know how important it is to plan for the future now with savings bonds.
Yes, the plans you make today will determine what kind of tomorrow you will have. Are you a student? Are you a young married couple? Are you approaching the golden years? Whatever your age, whatever your situation, savings bonds can be a big help in making your tomorrow seem secure and happy.
Plan wisely. Buy savings bonds regularly where you work or where you bank. They're a good investment. You're saving your money and you're earning more. Series E bonds pay 3% interest, compounded twice a year when the bonds are held to maturity.
And savings bonds are as safe and sound as America itself. What's more, they're protected against loss or theft.
For the big things in life, be ready with United States savings bonds. And now, Student Body by F.L. Wallace.
Emergency report to Central Colonial Service. Subject, Planet 7, G6-3, Glade. Reporting, Dano Marin, Special Assignment from Biological Control. Report consisting of standard universal tapes and special recording comment. First segment, Landing Day. +1, 6 a.m. Sideral, meantime, voices on tape, myself. Colonial Executive, Shep Hanifer, and Otheo, a male member of our group. Tape commencing.
Watch your step on the ramp, Marin. It's tilted.
Oh yes, I will. All right. Where are these people?
Over there, a few 100 feet beneath that tree.
Well, come on then.
You know, I'm going to have to note in the log that you cleared the planet for colonization as of last night.
I understand. I am taping this for my recordings. I will take full responsibility for the safety of this planet.
All right. But wait until you see this. Here we are. Now, do you see there in the clearing beneath that tree?
Why, good Lord, they haven't a stitch of clothing on. None of them.
It's just what I told you.
Are they all right? They're not.
No. They're just asleep. You can see them breathing.
Look here, Annifer. Who gave them permission to sleep out here in the open?
Shh, don't wake them yet. I gave them permission, Marin. They've been cooped up in that ship for over 6 months. They want to sleep outside. And in view of your clearance, I couldn't see any reason to refuse permission.
I know. You're within your rights, but the clothing, why, they don't even have blankets.
They did have when they bedded down last night. Some of them even used the standard issue sleeping bags.
Well, then what happened to them? There are 13 people sleeping around that tree, and they are stark naked, all of them.
Last night, you told me that there was nothing dangerous on the glade. Do you still think so?
I know so. I had a complete biological survey.
And did your survey account for anything like this?
You know it doesn't.
That's what I thought. Okay, now you've seen it for yourself. Let's wake them up and get them back to the ship.
No, wait. We better let them wake up one at a time. This will be embarrassing enough for them as it is.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Well, we'll wake the nearest one first. That's Athiel, our lab technician.
Yes, well, here, take my jacket. Cover her with it before you wake her up.
All right. Wake up, Athiel. All right, Athiel, wake up. It's Executive Hafner.
What? Oh, what is it?
I'm sorry, Athiel. Something has happened.
Oh, my clothes! My blanket! Everything's gone!
Now, be careful. Don't wake the others.
Oh, yes, the others. Why, good heavens, they're all that way.
Athiel, just go back to your cabin on the ship. Everything is all right. We'll explain it to you when we have the others safely back.
Well, I feel so foolish. How could this happen? What's the meaning of this?
Now, just get back to the ship. Your clothes back there are perfectly safe.
Yes, all right, I will. Thank you.
You told her that we'd explain it to her later, Hafner. Do you think we can?
That's your job, isn't it?
This planet is as new to me as it is to you.
You're the biologist. What destroyed their clothing?
It would have to be something that could destroy both blankets and clothing without waking the people.
Nocturnal insects?
Ordinarily, I'd say that that's a distinct possibility if it weren't the fact that our surveys had no evidence whatsoever of any such insect on the glade.
Your survey could have missed them, couldn't it?
Not if they existed in any great quantity. Besides, if insects were the answer, there should be some kind of evidence of them right here in the area where Althea was sleeping. Certainly one or two of them was crushed by her body when she rolled over.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Now look for yourself. There is absolutely no sign of anything here.
Well, what about some chemicals, some vapor oozing from the ground?
No chance at all. I'd rule that out completely.
Then what?
Well, there's the tree itself. I suppose it could exude some sort of chemical that might dissolve clothing, but I can check it in my lab.
We'd better arouse the rest of these people and get them back to the ship.
Wait.
What What? What is it?
I just caught a glimpse of something over there. Oh, there it is. There he is. Yeah, you'd see him behind that bush?
Yeah, looks almost like a chipmunk.
Yes, and he's feeding on something. What is it? It looks like a piece of cloth.
Marin, do you think that...
Shh. He doesn't hear us. We'll just ease up to him now. Closer, closer now.
You've got him!
Oh, why you little devil.
Watch out, Marin, he's got sharp teeth.
Oh, you're telling me. Easy. Easy there, boy. Easy. Yeah, you like your head stroked? Ah, sure you do. That a boy.
Look, Marin, he's calming down.
Yes, look at that. He's nestling in the crook of my arm, almost like a kitten.
Almost. Marin, I hope you don't mind short sleeves.
Well, what do you mean?
He's already eaten half the sleeve off your shirt. I think we found the answer to our problem.
The animal was a small furry mammal resembling an Earth-type rodent. Its overall length is 14 centimeters. Weight, 512 grams. The fur is string and sparse. Color, a light beige, indicating no particular protective coloring. The animal was placed in a special cage in a biological laboratory aboard the ship for further study. Next tape, landing date +2.
Can we exterminate it?
It's quite a job.
How about locally?
Hardly. It's ecologically basic.
Look, Marin, you're from biological control. I've just got an executive's rating.
Well, look, you know how control works. They send surveys to a ship over. They send a survey ship over and record neutral currents of the animals. They get it that way that has a brain, including insects. It only takes a few specimens to check the patterns. Now, here's a report on the glade. The survey shows this animal is one of the only 4 species of mammals on this planet. It's almost the most numerous.
So if we kill him off here, others will swarm in from other areas?
Yes, that's basically about it.
Humph!
There's probably millions of them around this planet. Of course, if you want to put the barrier across the connection of the mainland, you might be able to wipe them out locally.
Look, Marin, I've got a tight schedule. I can't spare dirt moving equipment for that. By the way, what do they eat?
As far as I can see anything, insects, fruit berries, you could call them omnivores. Now, that our clothing is handy, it eats that too.
I thought our clothing was supposed to be vermin-proof.
It is, on 27 planets. On the 28th, we met up with a little fella that has other digestive fluids, that's all.
Hey, he's eating a leather belt right now. Yeah, are they likely to bother the crops we plant?
They shouldn't, but then I'll have to say something about our clothing.
All right, Marin, you worry about the crops. Find some way to keep them out of the fields. Meanwhile, everyone sleeps inside the ship until we can build dormitories.
Biological examination of omnivora post this question. Why only 4 species of mammals on the glade? No reptiles and only a few birds. On all comparable planets, a large variety of species. Nearest the Earth parallel, fossils remain from the late Carboniferous show creatures like the omnivora, but on the glade, there appears to be no further evolution. Next tape assignment, L +22. Place temporary warehouse. Quartermaster, Crone, and myself.
There you are, Mr. Marin. They get in every seed sack and barrel in this part of the warehouse.
Well, that makes you think it's mice.
Look, I've worked in grain elevators for 30 years in
Kansas. Look at the way that sack is gnawed. And look over there. Droppings.
Well, it's not exactly.
I know. So they're mice-like. I want to know how to get rid of them.
Have you tried poison?
You tell me what poison to use and I'll use it. They got into a 100-pound sack of arsenic and went through it like it was whipped cream.
Well, how did they get it? It's a fused dirt floor, isn't it?
It should be pest tight, but see, there are cracks along here. They must have burrowed through. They were loose in here and we don't have time to build another warehouse. They've got to be controlled here.
Well, I'll catch me a few of them alive and I'll see what I can do. Next morning, a dozen of live specimens of mice-like mammals were delivered to the lab. None of the two were affected in the same poison, and the poison developed to control the omnivore was completely ineffective. Alternate discussion with Executive Hafner and Magnetist Tully of Computer Engineering. Next tape, L plus 24. Hafner, Tully, and myself.
I tried it out yesterday, Mr. Hafner. I think I've got all the bugs licked now.
Tully, I don't want any more metal used than is necessary. This isn't standard authorized equipment.
You're not dealing with a standard authorized problem.
Are you ready to activate the device?
Sure thing. Here, help me get down from this assembly bench down on the floor.
All right.
There you go, Kitty. Now, what do you think of her? A robot cat.
Well, I still think we need at least 3 of them.
Mr. Marin, inventory on colonial expeditions is always short. One will have to do. All right, Tully, show us how this mechanical mouse catcher operates.
You better get out of the way, Mr. Marin. If you touched any of the mice in the lab, she'll go for you. She reacts to smell as well as sight and sound.
All right, Tully, start it up.
All right, Kitty. Go ahead. Have a good time.
Well, she moves like a cat.
You know, I wouldn't bet a plugged nickel on any mouse in the same warehouse with that baby.
Robot cat device proved relatively successful in the warehouse. 1. Rodent damage held below danger margin. Next tape, L plus 37. Tully, Hafner, and myself.
I can't salvage it, Mr. Hafner. Just look at that. The skeleton was chrome steel. Now it's bent. The skin was duraplastic. And now it's cut to ribbons. The computer parts are all smashed into bits.
How do you account for it, Tully?
Well, look at the poor thing. You had me build it for mice. These things weren't mice. They're a good foot long. They're just outnumbered by him. That's all.
You examined these dead animals, Marin?
Not closely.
Well, you'll find your mice have grown. They ganged up on that cat.
There aren't supposed to be any rats on Glade, are there?
Well, there weren't supposed to be any other mice either. What are we going to do?
We'll have to build another warehouse. 2-foot-thick fused floors.
Wait a minute, Mr. Hafner. To do that, we'll have to stop all the other construction. The automatic generators won't...
Why not build more robot cats?
You weren't here when we opened the doors, Marin. The warehouse was swarming with rats. Tully, how many robot cats would we need? 5? 15?
We don't even have enough parts to build 3 more.
If we need more than that, we'll have to rob the computer and the spaceship. And that's one thing I refuse to do. The spaceship is our only link with Earth until the next wave in 2 years. All right, then, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll floodlight the supplies at night. We'll post a guard with half-charged rifles until we can move to the new warehouse. That'll take about 10 days. Meanwhile, our fast crops are ripening. It's my guess that the rats will turn to that for food. Now, in order to protect our future food supplies, you'll have to activate your cold storage animals, Marin.
Miss Hafner, it's against regulations to release any cold storage animals on this planet until after complete investigation.
That takes 10 to 20 years. This is an emergency.
I don't want to be responsible for any other rabid infection. Australia. or that planet on Central System that the snails took over.
Marin, I'll take the responsibilities. You're recording now, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. If that isn't authorization enough, I'll put it in writing.
Well, the beast I've got for this job won't be any good against the rats this size.
You've got hormones. Use them.
Dead rats were gathered, frozen for further study. Observed animals in a wide variety in size, internally, and lack of uniformity in organs. Some specimens had huge fangs and delicate jaws. Others had tiny teeth and massive bone structures. Obviously, the most scrambled species ever encountered by biologists. The reproductive cells were especially baffling. Proceeding with hormone treatment on cold storage, earth animals, next tape, L plus 39, lab technician, Ethiel, and myself.
First one is coming out of it, Mr. Marvin.
Yes, that takes 85% fallibility. That's not bad. That's all right, fella. Now take it easy. Take it easy.
Aw, he's a cute little fella.
But he's tough. That wire hair tear were small, but they've used rather since the Middle Ages.
Do you think he's nearly ready for the hormones course?
I think so. All right, pituitary injection.
Ready? All right now. This is going to hurt just a little, fella.
Oh yes, a dirty trick, isn't it? Jabbing a needle into the flesh of a deep freeze. Don't you worry, little fella. You'll be glad that you had it. You'd understand a better chance against those rats when you're working up to about a Great Dane size. L plus 50 artificially enlarged terrors lose the fields and the fast crops tape field observation of terrors. Executive Hafner and myself.
How long have they been at it, Marin?
Since daybreak. They've had to bring dogs in for the night to shoot him full of antibiotics.
Will the dogs last?
Well, this crop will be harvested in about a week. Well, that makes that. Then there'll be 2 weeks to rest up before the next fast crop shows above ground. I think that we've got rats licked for a while.
Well, when you get a chance, you might ask some of those PhDs in Central how they happened to hand us a survey and forgot to give us a few details like mice and rats.
I've been checking on that, Miss Hafner. I don't think there's any doubt that when the survey was made before, we landed on anything that had any mats or rice on something like the glade.
Then where did they come from? How did they get here?
I don't know, but we're going to have to find it out. Research project of specido mice and cytorats, interpreted by the field trip of Biological Survey Officer Whitehead. Tape L plus 63 in field. Geological Survey Vehicle, Whitehead and myself.
You think you got troubles? Can you read a sonar map?
No.
Here, look. See this scope? It reads straight down about 10 miles. I'm supposed to be looking out for oil shale, but I got kind of interested in this. Look, first few feet down you can find fossils. After the first few feet, that's about 20,000 years. There are no fossils until you get way down here. That's about the same as late Carboniferous on Earth. Then you get the fossils again. It doesn't figure.
But isn't that unusual? Changes in geological eras?
You don't get it, man. I'm not talking about eras. I'm talking about years. Straight down from here, 20,000 years ago, this was a desert. And then 3 years later, it was a jungle. 5 years after that, there was a glacier. Earth normal would be 50,000 years or more for a change like that.
What caused it?
You got me. Fluctuations in the sun. I don't know. But talk about changeable weather, this planet really has it.
Based on accumulated data, theory developed regarding mammalian life on planet Glade, Type L plus 65, place temporary headquarters of Executive Hafner.
Marin, I've got a lot of work to clear up this morning.
I thought you might need to know where the mice came from.
They don't bother us anymore.
I've also terminated the organs of the rats.
They're under control.
I wonder if they are, Miss Hafner.
What do you mean by that?
Miss Hafner, I checked out with Whitehead between the 100 millions of years and 20,000 years ago on this planet were changed violently and quickly. The change wiped out the dinosaurs just the way it did on Earth. But it kept changing. Desert, glacier jungle, and all within the lifespan of single animal for millions of years. That was a normal exodus on Glade.
I've checked geological survey. This planet is stable now.
Well, that's not what I'm getting at. The point is, survival was difficult. Only one species of mammals managed to go through.
Now, wait a minute, Marin. There are 4 species ranging in size from a squirrel to a water buffalo.
One species. They're all the same. If the food supply was large enough for animals to increase, some of the smaller so-called specimens would just grow. Conversely, if a food becomes scarce of any category, the next generation, which apparently can't be produced, almost instantly switches to a form which does have an equated food supply.
The mice?
The mice we have here, when we got here, they were born of the squirrel-sized omnivora.
And the rats?
Born of the next large size. They all have, after all, we are environmental too. They have to adapt to the environment.
Let me get this straight. The mutations?
On Earth, it would be a mutation. Here, it's merely normal evolution. These animals have no genes or chromosomes. I don't know how to pass down heritly, and they have to react to external conditions as far and fast with anything that we could have encountered.
Then we'll never be free from pests, unless, of course, we rid the planet of all animal life.
Yeah, you mean this radioactive dust? That wouldn't work. They'd survive worst.
Well, maybe we could leave the planet, leave it to the animals. I could exercise authority under Clause 364.
It's too late for that.
What do you mean?
We sent back the specimen ship. The animals are on Earth too.
But the specimens were in cages.
Yes, but the generation would be small enough to go through the bars. They'll be running free cargoes on the ship. They'll land on Earth, and the first thing you know, the new mutations of rats will appear, and they won't have any reason to connect with the specimens from Glade.
They won't be able to vermin-proof every building on Earth.
No, we've got to stay here. We've got to study these animals here and find out how to beat them, if we can. Next tape, L plus 83. Place Field Outpost, Quartermaster Crone, Hafner, and myself.
I saw it, Mr. Hafner. I saw it.
Are you sure?
There, you see that tree? No, the big one.
The white flowers?
That's the one. I saw it behind there.
Can you describe it?
Well, I didn't get a good... That's it. That's what I heard.
Sounds like a tiger. I've heard them like that in India.
You watch, right by that tree. Look out. It's heading this way.
Give me that rifle!
Hurry up, shoot. Try again. That got it.
Come on, let's take a look.
Now look out, they might be still alive.
No, I hit it square with that second charge. What in the devil is it?
That's a good 8 feet long.
What do you make of it, Marin?
Well, except for the lack of markings closely resemble a tiger.
Look at those claws.
We chase the rats out of the warehouse. They go into the fields. We hunt them down in the field with dogs and they breed tigers?
Well, that's easier than rats. We can shoot tigers.
Wait a minute. We've been here less than 3 months, Marin. The dogs have only been in the fields for 2. And that tiger's mature. How do you account for that?
I'm not sure, Miss Hafner. I imagine that if survival factor is high, the young didn't even have to be young.
What?
They can be born as full-functioning adults. Development report. Mice under control. Field rats under control by terrors. Tiger-like animals. Under control with a searchlight and rifle. Additional complication. The original mammal developed on a predicate for what is seen as L plus 130. After that, the attacks increased by L plus 2 years. The animal seemed to have been controlled in all forms. However, 3 months ago, the colonists were due to a new animal that was detected. Food was missing from the fields. Dogs were useless. The animals seemed to roam the fields, and the dogs did not attack. Patrols were unable to find the mammal. Type L plus 2 years. Hafner, engineer Telly, and myself.
Now here's the way I'm rigging it up, Mr. Hafner. Whatever it is, it's spotted by photoelectric cell ray. So I've worked up an alarm that reacts to body radiation.
You're sure the animal won't spot that too?
Well, I'm burying it in the field. Then we'll move some visible alarms to other field.
All right, Tully, as soon as the alarm goes off, notify Mr. Marin and myself. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Just as soon as the alarm goes off.
L2 plus 15. Radiation alarm sounded. Place field station Hafner and myself.
Look out where you're walking, Marin. We don't want to scare it away.
Well, there are dogs in the field, aren't they?
Well, there were supposed to be, but they didn't bark. Quiet.
There it is. See?
Huh?
In between the rows.
Look out. Give me a clear shot.
No, wait a minute. Don't shoot.
Look, Marin, I'm the executive here. I say it's dangerous.
Dangerous? That's why you can't shoot. It's more dangerous than you know.
Quiet. It'll hear you.
We're downwind. Now listen, Hafner. This is important.
I don't want any lecture now, Marin. I don't want to lose the shot.
You've got to listen. The animals have evolved mice. We can stop mice. And it brought rats. Turned back to the rats, and it produced tigers.
All right, we stopped the tigers.
Not really. There's another animal being formed, and that's the one that's in the field right now. It took the animal 2 years to create it. How? I don't know. 1 million years were required to evolve it on Earth.
He's moving away, Marin. I'm going to shoot.
Don't shoot. We can't destroy the animal on Earth now and on no other planets. We've never been able to get rid of our own rats, and how can we exterminate this animal?
All the more reason to start now. Get down and give me a clear shot.
Listen, there are rats better than ours. Will their beast win, or will ours be stronger? There will be two make peace, unite, and interbreed. It's not possible. This animal cannot do interbreeding with such high survival factor. Don't you see? As a tiger, they breed this thing. If we shoot it down, what will come next? Look at it. Stand erect. Opposable thumbs, binocular vision, a brain capacity. This one, I think we can complete it. It's one after this, and I don't want to face it.
Marin, it must hear us. It's looking this way.
Look at it, Hafner. He's holding his hands up to show he's got no weapon. Drop your rifle.
Are you sure?
Drop your rifle. He's coming this way.
He's got one of those white blossoms in his hand.
Yes, it must be a sign of peace.
Why, it looks almost like a man. I wonder what's inside that body.
I wonder what's inside that head.
You have just heard X-1, presented by FMS Drama in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features Verbal Agreement by Arthur Sellings, the story of an unsuccessful poet who was forced to ask what it was the aliens could want that was half as precious as the skins they wouldn't sell. Galaxy Magazine on your newsstand today. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought to you Student Body, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by F.L. Wallace, starring I as your announcer, Lily Senecal, Isabella Baker-Villarreal, Sara Shaughnessy, Corinne Flavin, Megan Aloisi, Tyler Robinson, Ariana Battistone, and Dayalith Santos.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.